My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me no. I am seeing red, my friends. I've spent the past week dumpster diving through the life of R. Kelly, and I don't even know where or how to begin this conversation because I'm so dumbfounded. But best believe it's going to be had today. He is making headlines again in the Twitter realm with the MuteRKelly hashtag, which was a movement designed to reprimand him for the sexual violence he subjected young black girls to for years now. Huge music corporations like Apple and Spotify have stripped his songs from their playlists, but it ultimately increased his streaming numbers online. I'm seeing a grand divide in the black community on Twitter between people that want absolutely nothing to do with him and are sick of seeing this narrative of him being perceived as this R&B, RNC, whatever icon that can do no wrong, and the camps of people that still support him and want to see him thrive because he was instrumental in their upbringing and childhood. And they want to see the man separated from the art. Now, what I'm not going to do is separate the man from the art when the man is a predator and a pedophile. What I'm not going to do is support anything that doesn't support young women and girls in my community. What does that say to these victims when they see people that look like them and their own community members turning a blind eye to their trauma? And how can we expect them to support us in our causes when we can't do it for them right now? So if that means not watching all episodes of Trapped in the Closet or running my hair through my absentee fro, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, Robert Kelly is no stranger to headlines. We've seen him pop up over the course of the years, whether it be for peeing on young girls, molesting young girls in Chicago, his sex cult dungeon hostage lifestyle in Atlanta, child pornography, or even marrying the underage Aaliyah. We've seen it all. While conducting my research, I stumbled upon Jim DeRogatis. If you haven't heard of him, please take some time to look him up. He has an extensive report on this entire situation, and it's really eye-opening and captivating. So pretty much over 20 years ago, someone sent him some anonymous tapes of R. Kelly performing sex acts, and it pretty much opened up a can of worms to expose the disgusting lifestyle that this artist is leading. He got testimonies from past victims. He received claims from parents stating that R. Kelly paid them off, and really detailed and gruesome graphic experiences from the victims themselves. Now, what I found most alarming about this entire situation is that R. Kelly would pull up to elementary and high schools in Chicago and prey on 13 and 14-year-old girls. He would provide them with cell phones and call them periodically to prune them, and he picked girls that were vulnerable and desired to make a name for themselves in the music industry. He would promise them longevity and accolades and luxuries in addition to things that their parents couldn't provide for them. He'd tell them things like, "I can do what your parents can't, and no one's gonna love you like I can," and just mentally enslave them over the course of 4 to 5 years. Once they turned 18, he encouraged them to come to this home in Atlanta, promising to live up to all the expectations he had promised them, when in reality it was a dungeon and a hostile situation. They were completely exiled from the outside world. They were forced to call him daddy. They had to ask permission to use the bathroom and had to sever all ties and contact with their parents. I really tried to dissect Robert's psyche in order to understand, not even sympathize, just simply understand how f***ed up and psychotic you have to be to come up with this idea and continue to parade around like you haven't caused trauma for these women for the rest of their lives. There has been so much victim blaming enforced on these women, and what we fail to realize is how impressionable you are at the age of 14. When someone you idolize seeks you out and desires to build a relationship with you, of course everything else around you is going to become white noise. But of course, us as black women, we're not allowed to be naive. Us as black girls, we're supposed to be strong and tough and aggressive and not express emotion. But at 14, you need to be given the space to grow and develop like other 14-year-old girls are. and that just doesn't exist. And it doesn't even surprise me that nothing's been done. If you look at the demographics of R. Kelly's victims, they're young black girls. Young black girls. We've been disregarding black girls as victims since the beginning of time, saying that they were fast and knew exactly what they were getting into. Black girls and people of color are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to receiving justice for the injustices that we experience. And it even goes way beyond my time. It goes back to dehumanizing black bodies in order to conduct serial acts of trauma and violence on them. And if you don't believe me, you can step in the name of any direction that is as far the hell away from me as possible, because I'm not hearing anything else. Someone that refers to themselves as the Pied Piper of the music industry, which is a legend dating back to the Middle Ages of a man that lured and enticed children with songs, shouldn't have this much power in our lives, and definitely shouldn't be running rampant through the music industry. I'm praying that these women, yes, women, because it's been over 20 years now, receive their day in court. He's not the world's greatest, he's a rapist. Enough is enough already. It's been time. It has been time to mute R. Kelly. If you like this video and want to engage in more conversations like these ones, you can follow me on Twitter at @TheNomadicNympho. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.